COVID-19 case numbers rise across the country, contact tracing is more important than ever, but becoming more difficult to do, and missing even one contact could lead to further spread of the virus. Joining me now is Dr. Raywat Deonandan. He is an epidemiologist at the University of Ottawa. Doctor, sorry, I think I just destroyed your last name there.
Sounds good to me.
From now on, you're doctor to me, if you don't mind, or Dr. Raywat. Okay, what's going on here with contact tracing? What exactly does it entail, and why is it becoming so difficult to do?
The way we do it in North America typically is someone is infected, they test positive, and then we call up the people that we think they've been exposed to after having become infected. So we call them up and we establish if they've got symptoms and whether they should get tested. Now, we hope to follow up a few days later to make sure that they got tested and that they're negative. But when we have too many cases, there aren't enough resources, not enough people doing this work to keep abreast of all these people. So we redeploy those contact tracers just to those high density areas like some schools and hot zone areas. And so a lot of stuff is being missed right now. When we have too many cases, we cannot trace the existing ones. The goal is to have 90% of cases traced within 24 hours. We are not there in Ontario. We're overwhelmed. So that's why these restrictions have to get the numbers down far enough so that contact tracing can do the rest of the job of keeping the epidemic under control. Right now, we're overwhelmed.
And when we talk about contact tracing, is this just the simple act of going somewhere and writing your name down with your phone number, or should it be a more formal process?
Well, what individual citizens can do is we could keep a log of everywhere we've been in the last 2 weeks, every location. But let's say you take the bus somewhere, you don't know who's on that bus, right? We can't identify those individuals, so it's an imprecise process. Other countries have electronic logs, so QR codes are placed at the entrance of buses and of businesses, restaurants and bars. You scan those QR codes and you create an electronic log that lasts about 2 weeks. So if someone is infected, we just access that log and contact everybody there. So we don't have a good system in North America, and we do what's called forward tracing. We figure out who you've been in contact with after you became infected. We could do backwards tracing, figure out where you've been, and then figure out where you got infected in the first place. That's far more potent. So there's room for improvement, absolutely.
How important is contact tracing to slow the spread of the virus?
In the early stages of the epidemic, it is critical. Right now, we're in the thick of an emergency, so we've got to get the numbers down via these economic restrictions and people's voluntary restrictions of their own exposures. But when we get it down enough, contact tracing is everything. In hand with testing, the two go hand in hand. That's our best tool to have some semblance of normality until the vaccine gives us herd immunity.
Okay, so if I tested positive today, for example, who should I contact? Who should I let know that I am now COVID-19 positive?
Public health. Your local public health official will have a number that you can contact, and they will tell you what to do next. Now, in many parts of the province, we're overwhelmed, so we rely upon you to contact your contacts and let them know they should probably get tested. But if you're in one of those hot zone areas, hopefully public health has the capacity to do that tracing for you.
Dr. Deonandan, thank you so much. I'm not a quitter. We'll see you again soon. All the best.
Thank you so much.